I'm Shavonne Reed, Chair of the Dunwoody Perimeter Chamber, and welcome to this episode of Access to Advocacy. We have Catherine Lautenbacher here today to talk all things about Dunwoody Council. Hi there, Catherine. How are you?
Hi, Shavonne. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad you decided to join us. Tell us a little bit about how you ended up in Dunwoody.
My husband of 30 years has worked for Bank of America for almost that long. We were in Charlotte, and he got transferred to the office here in Atlanta. And we were going around. He had a friend in the office who lived in Dunwoody, and he biked around this neighborhood, which is Mill Glen, and said, "I think you guys will like it here." So we had one crazy weekend with a 1-year-old looking at a whole bunch of houses. And this is what we chose. We are so lucky to have found not only a great neighborhood, but a great city.
Yes, indeed. So tell me, this is your first time being attempting to become an elected official. How did this all come about?
Well, I think I've been working my way into this role in the 21 years that I have been here, starting with PTA jobs at Austin and working with the president of the Dunwoody Nature Center and president of Community Assistance Center and president of my swim tennis club. I've had a couple of city roles too. And at that point, I run across Pam Talmadge a number of times. And she did contact me when she was looking to move. And we talked about how I might be well suited for this role. It's an exciting role. It's an advocacy role. It's a people role, problem-solving role, a lot of the things that I like and that I'm good at. And I think it's great to take a more strategic view in the city to try to make difference on a bigger scale. And I've met a lot of people in my years, and now certainly through this campaign process. I'm excited to be able to serve.
Okay, well, I know Pam did a wonderful job during her tenure, so it's definitely a plus to have her to endorse you. So tell us a little bit more about how you plan to really connect and establish this community leadership.
Okay, well, community leadership is something that I do for my day job. I work in Leadership Sandy Springs, and many viewers will have heard of Leadership Atlanta or Leadership DeKalb or Leadership North Fulton. We're all fairly similar organizations in that we take a diverse group of people through about a 9-month program where they learn all about the region that they live in, with the idea that they will be more, bring their gifts to the table for that region. And we do not have Leadership Dunwoody. And being part of Leadership DeKalb doesn't touch on Dunwoody enough. You know, we're just a little small part of a giant county. Right. So Leadership DeKalb is Leadership Dunwoody is a great way to bring in citizens. I've run across a number of people, they don't know what district they live in. They're not sure what the city's job is. One of the many people said their biggest complaint is about the schools, which the city government doesn't handle. So teaching more people about it would get them engaged, and great to have this chamber audience, because about half the programs in the country, these leadership programs, come from chambers. It's a great way to launch a leadership program. So I would be very interested in chatting more with you all about how to set that up.
Okay, well, absolutely. We would definitely love to support that. And do you have a target launch date, or how big is your cohort going to be?
It's a smaller city. It would be on the smaller side of the program, but that doesn't make it any less impactful. So no, but I think it'd be it'd be easy enough to start. Not a lot of barriers to entry. I would think you'd get a small class to start with. Maybe you get 15 people to go through, and build from there. A lot of places have youth programs as well. That could be a future thing. Johns Creek has a very strong youth program, youth leadership. Lots of avenues to go, but I'd love to see us get into that business.
Okay, well, cool. So now tell me a little bit about how you plan to energize local businesses.
Interestingly, during the pandemic, I think for myself and for a lot of people, we could crystallize what was important to us. And I think I spent more time going to local restaurants because I recognize that that's where I want restaurants. I want to drive 5 minutes, 10 minutes to a great restaurant and I can do that if I support those local restaurants. I know Novo Casino, for instance, did better during the COVID year than they had previously. People are focused. So when you have a thriving restaurant, you have a thriving support system, that'll bring in more restaurants. And we can see it with local business like Village Spreads, which is new to Dunwoody Village. That's a unique business, a unique concept, and that's the kind of thing that we neighbors have to go support such that we get other unique concepts like that. So those are the kinds of things that I'd like to focus on to energize local business.
Okay, so now we hear a lot about the Dunwoody Village, right? And we often hear it compared to the other hubs like the Forums or the Avalons or Atlantic Station. What's your take on, improving the village?
I see it more like Canton Street with parking. I really do. You take something that's, maybe not the prettiest or the most perfectly shaped, and you craft something unique out of it. We have a CrossFit Dunwoody that's located inside a Jiffy Lube, and I think it looks great. It's cool. It's retrofitted. It works, and that's where I see with the village. I don't see tear downs. I don't see massive housing. I don't see Avalon at that location. More like Canton Street. That's how I'd love to do it. And the way to do that, I think, from the council perspective, is to get more city dollars invested in there. I know they've started to invest with patio refurbishment for the barn restaurant or bar inn for David Abeys and his 5-restaurant concept. That's great. That is a step one. But when we can put our dollars into that community, we can make a bigger difference. So that's where I'd like to see us go.
Okay, well, lastly, one of the things that is often on everyone's mind, just because crime is just constantly in the news, especially as of late, do you have any thoughts around what the city council can do to support public safety?
I like what the city council is currently doing. They are in the next budget raising police officers' salaries. I think it's a crazy difficult job, very akin to, like a civilian arm of the military. I understand from my military background what level of commitment you need to put into that. And I think raising the salaries will help draw candidates. I think we've got a good benefits package. And as always, citizens need to support our police. I feel that we've got good support for it too. And then the citizens need to know about the civilian aspect programs that they have. Civilians or citizens on patrol, the Citizens Police Academy, there's a youth police academy. The more people we can get involved in public safety, the better we are, because the cops, they can't be everywhere. So this is a neighborhood effort. See something, say something. That's how we support. We're all invested in public safety. That is the best situation.
Okay, yes, I definitely have had only great interactions with the city of Dunwoody police officers. I met Mr. Sergeant Romero yesterday. Very nice gentleman. I think they do a really great job. And I just heard about the youth program as well in the Dunwoody Digest, and I was sharing it with my daughters. So hopefully they might consider participating. I don't know.
I hope so. We certainly want females out there too.
Absolutely. I think I've only encountered 1 or 2 female officers in the city, and I know there are a few more. So I would definitely love to be able to have one of them actually on the show to just kind of tell it from their perspective.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're listening, please give us a shout out. So I just want to say thank you so much. I've really enjoyed getting to know you, and I wish you all the best of luck at the polls. And thank you again so much for your time. Thank you all out there for watching. And come. Here's a website, and is this your council website for them to reach you?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, so it is catsburgcouncil.com.
Right.
All right. So thank you so much again. And I will see you guys next time on the next episode of Access to Advocacy.
Thanks, Shavonne.
All right. Have a good